Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. My name is Willie Lawson. I trust that you are well this glorious, glorious Friday morning. You made it to Friday. Congratulations. Now go and have a tremendous weekend. But before you do, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That subscribe button and that notification bell. We really appreciate it. YouTube doesn't like us, but there's not much they can do about their algorithm. Yeah, it's kind of fun. All right, we got some things to talk about today. We got the thing that I want to get across to you first is that when you're voting in November, the R is important, but the right kind of R is more important than anything. Arnold Schwarzenegger has proven it. And there's another clown that is proving that theory to be extremely correct. And we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about that the Supreme Court has helped out the landlords in New York a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to make some... give you some announcements of what's coming up in the future here. If you stick here, and again, we're going to take a little break, go down to the subscribe button and click the subscribe button and click the notification bell. And that way you can be notified when we post. All right, if there is something that we can be sure of that we have Donald Trump to be thankful for, is that Donald Trump appointed a lot of federal judges. And in the appointment of those federal judges, especially if they are a more conservative federal judge, then that's going to bend our future to the right. It isn't any guarantee of anything, obviously, but it is going to bend our future to the right. And anything done to dismantle that is going to set us off in a path to the left that we may never be able to correct from. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? And that's why I want to ask people like Todd Young, supposed Republican from Indiana, who's been working with Senator Chris Coons, Democrat from Delaware, to expand the number of district court judgeships that could be potentially filled by Democrats or appointees. Trump was hell on wheels concerning confirming and reshaping the judiciary. Another episode. This is another episode in the GOP snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. What are you doing, Todd? What are you doing? Here's what's going on. House lawmakers introduced a bill on Friday that would add 203 new district court judgeships spread over 47 judicial districts, far surpassing the judiciary's request earlier this year for 77 new seats across 24 districts. Twice the number of districts, almost three times the number of judgeships. The judiciary's proposal, made by the 26-member Judiciary Conference of the United States in March, was taken up by the Senate Democrats, who introduced a bill for 77 new district seats. 77. On Thursday, the bill, sponsored by Republican Senator Todd Young of Indiana, allows the president to fill 39 new seats in 2025 and 38 new seats in 2029. But the House bill, introduced by Georgia Democrat Hank Johnson, who thought if there was too many people on an island it would tip over, same dude, adds far more than the Judicial Conference requested. It would also increase the number of seats right now as opposed to 39 now, or well, in 2025, and 38 in 2029. His proposal says that he is addressing a crisis. If anything that they can do, that they can manufacture a crisis. So what did what's his face, who used to be the mayor of Chicago, say? Never let a good crisis go to waste, right? When he was working in the White House, never let a crisis go to waste. It gives you a chance to do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So even if you have to create a crisis, that's what they do. So he has this crisis occurring in courts around the nation with over 200 new seats, 203 to be exact. The District Court Judgeships Act of 2021 reverts to the original standard of 400 case filings per judgeship and would relieve overburdened courts, according to Hank Johnson. Our lower courts, including in Georgia, are understaffed and overwhelmed, Johnson said in a statement. It's causing massive backlogs and delays. The crisis is one that we can solve now. The crisis, they keep using that word. We have a COVID crisis, we have a climate crisis, we have a crisis. We have to do something now with no way to figure out if it's actually going to work. We just have to do something that I always call movement for movement's sake. To have a functioning legal system, we must have an adequate number of judgeships. That's what he says. But this is a Pandora's box. If they get, listen carefully, if they get to choose 200 new judgeships, 200. Now, listen carefully. Listen carefully. These judgeship appointments are lifetime appointments. Lifetime. When I said that the country had a chance to bend right, it's going to fall over left. We may never recover from it. Never recover from it. This is one of those things where people will wonder, how did this happen? How did this happen? Death by 1,000 cuts. Well, 203 cuts. So again, it is super important who the R is. Even in Indiana, just having an R isn't. And we learned, because of the capitulation in the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, where 19, how many? 19 people who say they're Republicans or ran as Republicans went along with the Democrat plan in the Senate to push forward a $1.2 trillion bill that probably the House isn't even going to go with, because Nancy Pelosi wants a $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill to pass. So I'm not, that's always, I'm not really sure who the heck these people are trying to please. Who are they trying to appease? Are they going to learn that they can't appease the left? That it's not possible? That they can't appease the left? The left is not about appeasement? Something that I'm impressed with when talking about the left is they know when they're in charge. I don't think Republicans ever do. I just don't think Republicans ever really know when they're in charge, when they have an opportunity to take charge and make changes. I don't think they ever know, but you know what? The left certainly is. They certainly do. They know when they're in charge. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, do they make sure that you know it too. Because Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Lindsey Graham, Roy Blunt, Rob Portman, Bill Cassidy, Chuck Grassley, Shelley Moore Capito, Deb Fisher, Roger Wicker, Mike Crapo, Jim Rich, Kevin Kramer, John Hoven, Lisa Murkowski, Dan Sullivan, Richard Burr, Tom Tillis. All capitulated, all appeased the left, all signed on to this $1.2 trillion infrastructure boondoggle that's going to end up in reconciliation in the House for 3 times that. Something else that we may not ever be able to recover from. So if you want to know when it happened, we are here at Fight Back Media on the Morning Report telling you when it happened. This is when it happened. It's not any R. It's the right R. So don't be afraid. Ask questions. Push back. Raise hell if you have to. It's time for peaceful disobedience. It's time for civil disobedience. It's time for peaceful noncompliance. It's time. It is time, my friends. All right. Let's see here. Former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is another reason why it's important to get the right R. Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's crazy that he was the governor of California at one point, isn't it? Isn't it? And who's waiting in the wings? Bruce Jenner. What a freak show California is. Just a freak show. It's defending his comments telling Americans who are against masks, screw your freedom. Pardon me? Pardon me, you steroid-looking, jar-ahead, bad acting, low IQ, slope forehead, so-and-so. Excuse me? Screw my freedoms? No. Screw you. So he makes this weak analogy to obeying traffic laws. Because freedom comes with obligations and responsibilities, the former actor said in a discussion with CNN's Biana Goladriga and Alexander Vindman. Alexander Vindman, boy, he's a piece of work. We cannot just say that I have right to do X, Y, and Z when you affect other people. That's when it gets serious. Well, the fact of the matter is I can. Yeah, you have the freedom to wear no mask, but you know something? You're a schmuck for not wearing a mask because you're supposed to protect the fellow members around you. Who says? You're a schmuck, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're the schmuck. You're the person who left Austria looking for some freedom. And now you come here to this country to crap all over that freedom. Maybe you never really understood it because your wealth protected you from the BS that the rest of us have to deal with. Maybe you never saw that your wealth and your fame and your fortune protected you, put you in an ivory tower, put you in a bubble. And the wealth that you were able to gain here, because of the freedom that you had and the liberty that you were afforded. Maybe that's why you don't get it. No. I'm not supposed to protect anybody but me and my family. And when you start saying that it's analogous to traffic laws, no. These traffic laws protect me. I obey the traffic laws because they protect me, not because they protect anybody else. So if I thought wearing a mask protected me, guess what? I would. I can. It's my choice. It's not because you're protecting somebody else. That's foolishness. The data says so. I don't know how good you are at reading data. Because as I remember, when you were governor, you were having yard sales in California to raise money. Having yard sales of equipment, you're having bake sales. I don't know what the hell you were doing. It's amazing that California survived. So it wasn't surprising that California went way back to what they were, what was killing it before, instead of moving forward towards freedom, because you were supposed to be a Republican. You were a joke then, and you're a joke now. Like they say in my neighborhood, go sit down some damn where, Arnold. Go sit down some damn where. Have several seats. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the program. If you enjoyed the program, again, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell, because that really helps out a lot. And go out and find us on fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and look at all the connections that we have in the description box. A lot of websites to go to, a lot of resources, and I know that a lot of us are click lazy, but stop being so damn click lazy and help us out. Click a link. We appreciate it. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. My name is William Lawson. This has been a Morning Report on Fightback Media. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.